Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, welcome to the ether. My name is Trey Swish. Glad you clicked on this video. Hit that like button because I'm a small channel. Helps us out tremendously. Hit that subscription button. Let's get to 1K. Nevertheless, this topic for today is Snow White. Oh, Snow White. Who's the fairest of all? Who? Well, I saw a tweet, and apparently Snow White might be the #1 movie in the world. Now, I know a lot of y'all might be saying this is Twitter, Trey, Ether, whatever you want to call me. I don't really care. Yeah, it's Twitter. And you might also say, Trey, the competition isn't that steep right now. I mean, like, when I looked at the movies, I decided to go to Mickey 17. Do I, it wasn't like thank God I went to see that movie, so it's interesting. And so it got me thinking, how well is this movie really doing, right? I was like, I wonder if this is true or not. So I like Halo, and I always wanted my own AI. So there's this thing called AI nowadays. You might hear it a lot with the selling of new technology, and it might not really be AI, but this one is AI, right? Well, to our standard, it's ChatGPT. And I had simply asked it, how well is Snow White, the movie, doing financially and competitively in the US and the world? And it came back with a lot of interesting stats. I just want to run through this real quick, just to let y'all know and understand exactly what's happening. Disney's live-action remake of Snow White experienced a lackluster debut at the box office. Domestically, it garnered $43 million during its opening weekend, which might sound small to y'all, but the budget for this movie, I believe, is like around $200 million. Falling short of the anticipated 45 to 55 million range. That's not too far off, though. Like, what are we talking about? Internationally, the film added approximately 44.3 million, bringing its global total to 87.3 million. These figures are particularly concerning given the film's substantial production budget, reportedly at 270 million. Okay, it's 270. It's a little bit more than I expected. And it's also, reported, number. So who really knows what exactly is going on here? When compared to the most recent Disney live action adaptations, Snow White underperformed. For instance, The Little Mermaid. Ooh, that movie was hot. A lot of people liked that movie, man. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't like the way they handled it. Maybe that's you. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But yeah, it was an interesting adaptation, that's for sure. It opened up with 95 million domestically on a similar budget. Ooh, they cooking with that one. And what's interesting to me, because I like growing up, because I said this when I talked about Snow White last time, I think. I grew up watching all these movies, man. I had older sisters. I was always watching the Disney princesses. I had to, man. I had to. But yeah, I kind of like The Little Mermaid a little bit better. Kind of forgot that they even came out. This places Snow White alongside less successful remakes like Dumbo. Oh no. You're telling me they sit at the same spot in the financial ladder as Dumbo. I always thought that movie was so stupid, bro. The elephant with the big old ears that could fly. Just an elephant in a diaper flying in the sky being carried by a bird. Like, what? Which debuted at $45.9 million, and it concluded its run with, $114.7 million domestically. That's domestically. I wonder what worldwide it got. And I think, to be frank, I think they're going to hit their number. I think they're going to make money off this movie, low-key, which might shock a lot of people, but you got to think about it. It's Snow White. They haven't made a new Snow White in how long? Isn't it the first Disney movie like ever made, or Disney princess movie at least? So yeah, there might be a hype, and I think there'd be a lot more hype actually worldwide than there will be domestically. Obviously, the world's a really big place, and also there's a lot of inflation, a lot of struggle right now worldwide too. So these numbers, I think, are actually pretty good. Now that doesn't mean the direction and the way they handled things would have been smart, and they should just redo. I think this points that, hey, even with a lot of backlash, you could have made a lot of money, man, a lot more money, probably. And it is what it is. Let's keep reading. Despite topping the global box office during its opening weekend, surpassing films like Black Bag, no idea, never heard of it, and Captain America: Brave New World. Well, if you compare the releases together, I'm sure Captain America made a little bit more money than Snow White, I'd assume, especially worldwide. Maybe not. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. The film's financial performance remains underwhelming. The movie faced various controversies leading up to its release. That's yeah. Oh boy, tell me about it, chat. Including debates over casting choices and alterations to the original storyline. That's, I think, the biggest one. I really could care less who's in the movie, really. And this goes for any like movie that I criticize, and I haven't even seen this movie, right? I'm talking about this as a premise, honestly, at this point. I will go see the movie. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go see the movie eventually. I just gotta find the time to. I'm real busy. There's a lot of content out there that I really want to talk about, and it takes about like 3 to 5 hours to cook up some stuff for y'all. So, finding it like 2 hours to spend on this when I could be eating, I could be hanging out with my fiance, I could be at the gym, I could be playing video games. Ghost of Tsushima is so good. Yeah, and there's so many multiplayer games I've been neglecting. Ooh, you really want me to go? I'll find time. I gotta be fair, man. I really gotta be fair. But the whole process, you don't have to watch the movie to understand how dumb the way it was handled, man. It's just it's maddening. The film's financially performance remaining underwhelming. The movie faced controversy, alterations to the original storyline, which is the biggest one in my opinion, and then which may have impacted audience reception. Critically, Snow White received mixed reviews. It holds a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes, indicating a divided response from critics. Audience reactions were simply timid. Like, what the hell? What is Tempid? I haven't even heard of Tempid. Like, it sounds like a medication. Like take some Tums. Oh, that didn't work. Take some Tempid. Jesus, I'm stupid. I should run Disney. With the cinema score of B+, suggesting moderate satisfaction amongst viewers. That's not bad. Now, most of this article has been very concerning already, or I guess summary. In summary, Snow White has not met financial expectations in both domestic and international markets. I won't be surprised if they do, and I won't be surprised if they make money off of it. At this point, now, if before the release, I would have been pretty surprised. I thought this movie was going to just straight up bomb. And its competitive standing is weak compared to the other Disney live action. Yeah, for sure. Like. And a lot of people are tired of live actions just because, like, y'all did it with The Lion King. It was really cool. It was like almost a pat on the back to the technology advancing to the point where we can take some core movies of our childhood and create them in real life, right? Animation wise, I think that is phenomenal, and it was a spectacular time. It really was. Some people hate on the Lion King movie because it's a little different in the voice acting and stuff like that. I thought it was hilarious, to be frank. I thought it was good. There was like some haters on like the Beyonce stuff, and I didn't really care. It wasn't a big deal to me. But you had the Beauty of the Beast, and I had a lot of mixed feelings about that movie. It was like I walked away and I was like, why are they doing this? Like, why? And then they made, I'm a Disney fan, man. I used to love a lot of Disney movies, so I've seen quite a bit of these. And I feel like every time I watch one, my desire to see another just goes so low. It's like, why did I pay and watch that? Like, ugh. But yeah, it's interesting. Comment down below what you think is gonna happen. Number one movie in the world right now. Competition doesn't seem really steep with Mickey 17 was good. I would give it like a solid probably 6. 6 out of 10. It was one of those movies I don't need to go back and rewatch because it didn't make me think at all, like try to figure something out. It's not one of those movies you want to go back and watch it again just to understand it more, I guess you could say. There's for sure things I probably missed. Obviously, I feel like any movie you watch, you go back a second time, you realize, oh, I didn't see that. But the movie is like kind of out of there, you know what I mean? And it's an enjoyable experience. Now, Snow White, I feel like I'd be wasting my time. It's like I feel like it would be, one of those things when you're in high school and it's movie day, but you have that one lame ass teacher that she doesn't put on the cool movies that are entertaining to watch. Shout out to my like Miss Cush, bro. Miss Cush, shout out to you, Miss Cush. If you ever see my videos, shout out to Miss Cush, dude. Dope ass teacher, bro. Her fucking name is Miss Cush, and she would play the best movies, bro. Gang banging, violence, all that shit, bro. She didn't give a fuck, and we were seniors at the time. And it was a English writing class, so she had some good taste, and she was a little younger too, so she's a little more relatable. So shout out to her. But usually, I didn't have a Miss Cush. I had a Miss Betsy or something, And you would watch that boring ass movie, and it's like, wow, this is movie day. All I'm gonna do is sit here and fall asleep, and then there's gonna be a test at the end of the fucking day or quiz about the movie, and I'm finna get a 20 on this bitch because I'm just gonna put A on everything. Because if I didn't know something, I wasn't gonna just guess. I was just gonna fucking just strategically pick one answer every single time. Fucking dumbass, bro. That was something else. But yeah, man. That's the video. Number 1 movie in the world. Congratulations, Snow white, Rachel, the whole crew, whoever directed the movie and made all the different changes in the directions. But, shout out to y'all, because it seems like it's not the end of the world for you, right? Now, I do think strategically, there are certain actors get massive backlashes, and you would think that they wouldn't get roles, right? You think people might stay a little bit farther away from them, and they might do with Hollywood. That might actually happen, but it might not be everybody. Because, I saw this interview of this one chick, I forgot who it was, but she was saying she doesn't have social media, or she had to get it, or something like that. Something amongst those lines. It was a very interesting clip, and it was pretty much talking about how the way sometimes they cast these groups for the movies, they create the casting list, is they need a certain number of followers from the whole cast. Like, they take all their social media accounts. I don't know exactly how it works, but they add them all together. And then if they don't meet that threshold, well, they gotta ask somebody, and then they gotta hire someone else to get the overall popularity up. Now, to be fair, that's actually a really smart thing if you're thinking analytically, and if you're thinking like maybe as a YouTuber or some kind of trying to clout chase, not even clout chase, but it's a very good marketing method. I think I really do. Like, the more eyes that are on your projects because of fandoms and stuff like that, it is very smart. People are like smashing this and saying it's the worst thing ever. I agree, in the movie industry, and probably a lot of other things as well, because you can have some amazing actors that do not want to touch that shit because it is cancer. And this is also a side note. This is the reason I don't like when people get attacked or have backlashes and stuff like that, and they're like famous, they're well off, they're making over $100,000, or in California like $200,000. I don't know what the inflation is worldwide, but here in Texas, if you make like $100,000, you can fend off for yourself pretty easily. You can live comfortably. If you have a little bit more, you could probably afford a house on your own. I feel like 120, 150. If you're making over that, I don't feel bad for you. Now, it's not everybody like that, but most of these people are making millions, right? And you get a little backlash. Oh, who cares, bro? Just get off of social media. But then you have the concept of someone like not making a movie, and they might be a phenomenal actor, and you have like A-listers obviously that are legends, That doesn't matter how many social media followers they have. They're gonna get casted no matter what. But there's the up and coming, bro. It's like, when Michael Jordan was in the league dominating, Kobe was there. He was young. He was up and coming. People didn't know he was gonna be the next MJ, but he was that guy. And there's people out there in the acting field that are just like that, man. So I think that concept is fucking trash. Complete trash. No, I get why they did it strategically and analytically. I'm obsessed with numbers. I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed at all. But I fucking love numbers. When I play video games, especially sports games, it's literally me like using my bias, but figuring out what attributes and all that kind of stuff. Like I will play my GM mode for a week straight, constantly, and I probably play the game maybe an hour and a half out of the day, like or at the whole time, like that much gameplay versus just like manipulating the system to figuring out how to get the most OP team I'm just yeah. So yeah, I get it. That concept it's interesting. It's not good though. And I think Rachel Zegler, I would say that a smart person probably wouldn't want her on the project because of the backlash that's going to follow her. I think the same stigma's out there for Gina Carano, on the opposite side of the fence. I think Gina, in my opinion, didn't do anything wrong. And I also think, in a way, Rachel Zegler didn't do anything tremendously wrong. She stuck her foot in her mouth, for sure. Don't get me wrong. What she said was, I think, in my opinion, was stupid. Came off as an asshole, a bitch, a biatch. But that's just how she came off. I don't know the person personally, but there was like she had like this interview or something like that. I can't remember when I saw it. It was like in the last 3 days I saw this, and she said this before the movie came, like she even got casted, and she was like, I'm young, I don't know what I'm doing in this thing, I'm gonna make mistakes or something like that. So you have someone that's self-aware of who they are, immature, might speak a little bit too much, might talk a little bit too much on certain topics, and your lips move freely when maybe they should be shut. I can relate to that, man. I love to talk, and I gets me into trouble all the time. So yeah, I don't think I don't think she's the reason. She should be blamed for this. It's the management. It's the direction. It's the people that are in charge of this project. It's Disney, and this is the problem that I keep on having. It's okay. The whole Kathleen Kennedy thing. I said something about this a long time ago. Not a long time ago, a long time ago to me. A while ago. I was criticizing Kathleen Kennedy, and someone that really close to me, got mad about it. And I'm over here like, yeah, okay, it might not be Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know exactly what her day-to-day is. I don't think anyone really knows what her day-to-day is. But she's the fucking leader. And there's a lot of leaders in that fucking company. Now, obviously, different responsibilities are, given to different people, but still, like, it always goes back to control, direction, creative direction, just not making dumbass moves. And I think this is kind of, I'm starting to think this is like impossible for them to avoid. I really do. I think like mistakes are always gonna happen. But the stumbling, the just dumb fuck moves that just don't make sense. How are you making these moves? It's such a powerful company. Like you have all the money in the world to go sue whoever y'all want. Right? Like you have so much fucking money. And somehow, some way, you can't have this thing, ironed out, just moving like a fucking well-oiled machine. I can't understand it. I really can't. I don't know if it's culture in California or in Hollywood or the culture in that building. It's just I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Don't get it. But yeah, that's the whole spiel, little ranty, a little in this video. It is what it is, you know. But yeah, Snowden White is the #1 movie in the world. My name is Trey Swish. This is the Ether. And yeah, I just want to get that off my chest, you know. It is what it is, you know. Little Bill Burr style rant. Gotta love it. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts. I'm curious to see what you have to say to this. Do you ever see like like the change in direction and leadership and overall management? Do you think that they can iron out these hiccups where, you know, it's not giving a smoking gun to a critic like me or someone else, you know? I don't know if it'll ever happen. I really don't. And I need to take a sip of water because I've been talking for like 21 minutes straight. Easily. But like, it is what it is. But yeah, hit that sub button. Let's get to 1K. Hit the like button. I'm a small channel. Algorithm hates me. So it helps push it out to more people. And we can grow. There's a Discord in the comment section. Links to X and all that kind of stuff. Twitch and stuff like that. But yeah, man. What a ride. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Deuces.